Hi, I'm Maryjo with Fourth Dimension Healing in Stillwater, Minnesota, and I'm also the director of the Center for Crystal and Healing Studies, which is my online school. Today I want to take just a few minutes to talk with you about a family of crystals known as the Quartz family. Now I have other videos available for you to take a look at for each of these 5 different types of quartz that I'm going to be talking with you today about. But today I wanted to just really kind of gather the family together, so to speak. So I'm going to start with clear quartz, also known as rock crystal, and this is a crystal that is very abundant. Here's an example of what's known as a point, so you can see really very effectively the different sides. It's a hexagonally formed crystal, which means it's going to have 6 sides. This one is very evident. Not all of them are. Maybe you have a round, tumbled piece of clear quartz that you're not going to actually be able to see the faceting, that hexagonal, structured, repetitive pattern within the crystal, although it's there just at a microscopic level. So clear quartz, as all quartz, is going to be around 7 on a Mohs hardness scale. This piece of clear quartz, for example, anytime you're working with clear quartz, it's going to be helping to clear all of your chakras. It's really great at balancing the chakras. It also resonates with storm energy, and if you're not familiar with the elements that I work with, I have a video on that too. In fact, more than one. And storm is about this transformation time. Out with the old, create space for the new, and we all go through times of transformation, sometimes a little bumpy, and yet it's something that is just part of life. So that is clear quartz. Now, if you are wanting to work with a quartz family member and also feel like really get connected with the earth and with getting grounded and your feet underneath you, you're going to want to consider working with smoky quartz. Now, when quartz has other minerals within it, those can influence the coloring. And so with smoky quartz, what we actually have is aluminum in there. So the mineral aluminum, when it is exposed to the natural radiation within the earth, you are going to end up with a browner, darker stone. It could be almost pale straw color all the way through quite dark. And so you can use this kind of a stone to work with as you're anchoring your energies to the earth, connecting and healing and clearing out your energy field, particularly that root chakra, that very low part of your chakra column, okay? Sometimes life requires that there is a bit of fire brought into our life. And that is going to be particularly helpful if you're working with that 2nd and 3rd chakra. And I have a boatload of crystal videos that you can find. Just go ahead. Maybe you want to balance your chakras with the gemstones. Maybe you really want to work with the fire element. Maybe you want to work with the storm element. Just take a look. You'll find what you're looking for. And you can always send me a question if you aren't getting your answers. So when we're working with the 2nd and 3rd chakra and this fiery energy, this is where citrine comes in handy. So citrine is a form of quartz, and I have 2 pieces here. This is known as common citrine or heat treated because it's been heated up artificially once it was out of the earth. And this is a piece of natural citrine that's been heated up while it's been in the earth. And that helps change its properties to be much more fiery. And so working with that 2nd and 3rd chakra, motivation, creativity, empowerment, that's the kind of energy that you can work with the citrine. Here we have a piece of amethyst. Now amethyst is going to have iron in it, which is going to cause it to have a variety of different kinds of hues of purples, maybe a light lavender all the way through a deep violet. This is a wind element stone, so it's working up in these upper chakras. And this is particularly helpful if you're looking for some inspiration. Maybe you're trying to clear your mind out and get things settled down. maybe working with both amethyst and those upper chakras, as well as a piece of smoky quartz, could be really a nice way for you to kind of balance that grounding earth with the smoky quartz and those upper chakras with the amethyst. And so then those are, when you think about it, that clear quartz runs through all the chakras, and we started building up from that earth chakra, that root chakra, up into that lower part of our abdomen and that middle part of our abdomen where we have our second and third chakra. That's really fiery. You'll notice I skipped the heart. I went straight up to the head. And it's the heart, actually, that's the center of all healing that we do. And sometimes that particular heart chakra and certainly our heart-centeredness needs some support. And this is where rose quartz would be really a lovely piece to work with. It's also a quartz, which means silicone dioxide, and it's also typically found more in these clusters. It's called a cryptocrystalline quartz, so that at a microscopic level, it is going to have that hexagonal structure. However, it is not very common, for example, to find a piece of solid terminated rose quartz. It just typically isn't as common to find it. So you're going to be looking for pieces like this. So obviously that's a large piece that is lovely to work with, placed in your room, maybe placed next to your bed or in your meditation space or prayer space. Finding small pieces that you can put in a pocket inside a pillowcase can be really helpful. Rose quartz, because it really is wonderful for nurturing emotional healing, resonates with the water element. So you can see that with these 5 quartz families, we actually have all the different elements covered. So having each of these pieces available for you in your crystal toolkit can be a really great way to be able to work with quartz, work with the part of your energy field that you're feeling drawn and focused on, and it's economical. Quartz typically is fairly inexpensive when it comes to healing crystals and gemstones. So take a look at my online shop. Some of the pieces that I just was showing you today are actually representative or actual pieces that are available through my online shop. And so take a look, let me know if you have questions. The Quartz family is such an amazing family of gemstones to work with, crystals to work with, that you can really do a wide range of healing work with those 5 different types of quartz. So let me know if you have questions, reach out to me, send me an email, chat through my website, take a look at the links below and see if perhaps there is a crystal healing class you might be interested in learning more about. So let me know if you have any questions. For now, I simply wish you many blessings. Be well.